All right. So let's just get to it. I had to do a card reading on this little phenom, this little Caitlin Clark. I don't watch college basketball, men or women. I watch the NBA if I'm at work. I'm not really into it because, let's face it, professional sports has gone woke since 2020 and maybe beyond that. From the BLM taking a knee, whether it's Colin Kaepernick, LeBron James taking a knee, putting a fist in the air, they have gone woke. The NFL actually came out in like 2022 and was like, turns out that the entire league is gay. But this is all just an agenda, a divide and conquer for what? Identity politics, right? And then when they're going to use one identity, they're going to pick up the rainbow flag. When they're done with that, they're going to pick up the Black Lives Matter flag. And when they're done with that, they're going to say Palestine is the new one, okay? It's just identity politics. But with that being said, let's get into this card reading because Caitlin Clark just got drafted in 2024, and this is the death card. And let's face it, the WNBA has been dead for a long DOA. As she arrived, it's dead on arrival. But look at it. This is really a Phoenix card. This is really the Phoenix rising from the dead ashes of professional sports and what it has become. And we all know the WNBA has been garbage for years. But she is the Phoenix to bring new life into it. And she's been hated on. And the best interview that I've seen lately was one by Bill Maher. When he's on, he's on. When he's off, he's off. So he's doing Charlemagne the God. I like to call him Al Sharpton 2.0 or Al Sharpton on steroids because he is a huge race baiter. Just look back in 2020 when he was doing an interview with Joe Biden. Joe Biden stared him down and said, "Look, boy, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black." And I'm like, oh, and Charlemagne the God, who was very smart and articulate, just took it and just asked for a bucket of fried chicken and watermelon on the side, mister. Yes, sir, mister. That's okay. Like, cool, just give it to me the way you want to give it to me, old white man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, McLovin. And then, so fast forward to the Bill Maher interview that I just saw a clip of, and he asked him, basically, are you inferring that Caitlin Clark is only getting attention because she is white? He's like, I'm not saying you putting words in my mouth, but the best player in the league is Asa. I don't know her last name. If I had to guess, it's going to be Johnson. I don't know. I'm just saying. But Asa is the best player in the league from my whole town down Carolina and stuff like this and stuff like that. And then Bill Maher just was like, okay, here we go with the round and round BS. Because he don't want to say it because he knows it's racist and bigoted remark to say that. So he's kind of like just inferring it. And Bill Maher calls him out. And then finally he goes, well, explain to me the Tiger Woods and the Venus and Serena Williams factor. Yes, because those are three black people that dominated the sports of golf and tennis, which was primarily dominated by white people. Did that help in their success or not? Why were they put up on the throne of greatness and nobody really talks smack about them? Oh, if you dare talk smack about Serena and Venus. Oh, the two girls that got movies even though they're out there crip walking on the court. Serena was out there crip walking on the court because they from the hood. It was a Phoenix from the axe story that they had. Tiger Woods, Serena, Venus, they were all phoenixes from the ash that rose. But now a white woman has a phoenix from the ash. And now the identity politics that has crept into sports, the death of all that is coming, and they don't know how to handle it. Just look at Charlemagne's expression when Bill Maher says, what about Tiger Woods and Venus and Serena Williams? That is the look that they're having. And that's because this little girl is a light and a shining beacon in the dark. And she needs to plant her stick firmly, and the clever foxes will come. Build it, and it will come. What is that video? Field of Dreams? Build it, and it will come. Trust me. Listen to this. A fire has been lit. But not only has a fire been lit, this is starting to show on multiple levels of what has happened to this young millennial generation. I wanted to talk smack about, I call her Angel Crybaby Reese, but then I listened to a video the other day, or I saw a video, I listened to a song the other day, a coworker put on, and I listened to the song, and this girl was talking about how her booty hole is brown, and all this ratchet ass stuff, and then I watched the video, I said, hey man, who is that? He goes, it's Sexy Red, and I watch a video, and then I see the same look, hairstyle, eyelashes, probably long nails on Cardi B, on Nicki Minaj, on Megan Thee Stallion, and then I see the same look and attitude in Angel Reese. and I see that thug on the court. And I'm not going to talk too much smack because this is a young girl in her early 20s, just very barely experiencing life, right? And I was brainwashed by the same thing. I did a video called Ice Cube Ain't No Alex Jones because he went on the Joe Rogan podcast and he kind of inferred it, kind of like Charlemagne the God was inferring that, yeah, it's because she's white, but I don't really want to say it. Like, he kind of was like, yeah. But he eventually said it on Bill Maher's shows again. Ice Cube finally said, yeah, government entities basically are telling the record companies what to put on. We need to do. If I didn't do gangster rap, it wouldn't have got on. And I was brainwashed by West Coast rap, Biggie, and all that back in the '90s, and I grew out of it. So now that I'm thinking about it, she's probably listening to ratchet ass Sexy Red and Cardi B with her WAP, with her wet ass Punani, and that's why she's trying to be a thug and being like that on the court. But she has time to change. She has time to pluck those eyelashes off her eye, get rid of those Lee press-on nails, and fix her hair up nice because she's a beautiful girl. So I'm not gonna talk smack about her, although she is a little bit of a crybaby. So I'm gonna say that Angel Crybaby Reese. But with that being said, this is the next card. Let's move on in this card reading because that was a light to ignite. That was a phoenix and a light to ignite and expose the death of woke sports, the death to woke agenda, okay? This is sparking it. She's part of it. This, though, let's get back to my girl Caitlin Clark's card reading, and I have to use this as a link to one of the card readings that I had to pull when I was at a stretched out time in my life, right? Now, this is a little girl. She's having a tea party, okay? And there's fish here. That means there's plenty of fish. She's playing with her toys in the woods, right? In the wilderness. Now, I was out of work for 21 months because of COVID, because of all the BS, all right? I didn't know what to do, and eventually the unemployment ran out, and I didn't know what to do, so I went to a card reading. This was in the middle of my card reading, okay? And basically the card reading said, soon, if you go back to work, because I said, should I go back to my old job? Should I try? I didn't know what to do, find a new job. And it said, basically, soon you're going to be like this, and I'm a bartender, okay? You're going to be playing with your friends, and you're going to have all these toys, and you're playing with your toys. You've noticed I love toys. First day I go back to reclaim my job. I don't call anybody. I just show up. I meet my coworker, Aiden. And guess what Aiden collects? Transformers, right? Actually, this one right here is Braun. I bought it from for $20, all right? And I loved it. I was like, I got to have at least one from him to put in my little collection. All around my apartment's a collection because it just reminds me of a time where I was happy, where I was peaceful. I was a child playing with my toys. And eventually, Aiden didn't know when he's showing me the Transformers. He doesn't know that I'm at the bar and I'm just thinking about, damn, my card reading was on point, man. That is crazy, but it really was. I was at the bar having a little tea party. There was people coming that I knew for years, flight attendants, pilots, all this stuff. We were watching football together. I'm back. I'm having my little tea party, but I'm serving little alcoholic beverages. And this new line of the Studio 86, which is so funny because that's my favorite childhood movie, was the 86 Transformers, the movie. And they just re-released this guy. These are the guys, I didn't get Springer. I got him. He's Fans Toys. I didn't have these guys when I was a kid. I wanted them so bad, but I could never find them at Toys R Us. So it's so frustrating. And here I am, 40-something years old, and I return to work, and I'm playing with my toys with Aiden at work. Look at this guy. That's Sweep. These are the 86 movies, one of my favorite. I'm on my little treasure chest. Everything. It's amazing, the card reading. So I'm sorry to get distracted, but I'm just using real life situation to tell you that I know you're in the right situation, Caitlin, with the Indiana fever, with your situation. You are where you are supposed to be, okay? You are, okay? You're not there. You're not going there, excuse me. You're there. I think you are in a good situation, okay? Next card. This is a very important card, okay? I've never really pulled this card, but I understand it. It's the Hanged Man, okay? This is the really most important card of this deck because everything else is all good, but this is going to explain to me and to you why all this negative hatred with the racism and all this stuff. It just, you have come at the perfect time, like the phoenix from the ash, at the perfect time of all this wokeism, all this stuff. We just had the Trump-Biden debate of 2024, and we just got to see how just terrible, and how they're basically the Democratic Party who has injected all this identity politics and stuff, using the T's when they need it, using the L's when they need it, using not Afghanistan, the Israel and Palestine, and how they've organized all the kids in college. You've come along out of college, out of the fire, out of the flames, like the phoenix. You weren't screaming about Palestine. No, because you have to understand this card. They want you tied up in a tree and bound with a mask over your face and eyes. This is why during everything that's going on good for you, you're going to have to struggle. This is why you have to be careful when you go on a show like Jimmy Kimmel Show and he tries to slap you upside the head with some racist thing, because they want you gagged, bound, and hanged in a tree. This is why. But I pulled that Phoenix card and I pulled that Ace of Wands, the second card. You like it. You know how to deal with it. You're built for this. So understand, every time they try to attack you on a show or a post-game interview, that's how they want you. They want you like that. But if you know this, the information, if you can wiggle out an eyeball or two and look and figure out, how do I get out from this tree? That's the key, is knowing the battle. Because knowing the battle is half the battle. G.I. Joe, raised on that. But with that being said, never fear, because this card with this big giant gold pentacle medallion is showing me that your dreams will come true. You will obtain your happiness, and not only that, don't even worry about your finances. That's all to the good. That's coming in bundles, okay? So don't worry about that. But I think your dreams are to win a championship. So what I would recommend through this card reading is, you are the Phoenix. The second card was the one with the foxes sticking your stake in the ground. This is why I say stay with Indiana, because with you comes wealth, comes money. You're going to put butts in the seat. You're going to put eyes on the television. You're going to have my eyes on the television. I watch every time. And I watched actually a game with you and Angel Reese. It's June of 2024. And I watched you and Angel Reese in the LSU when you beat her. And then I watched you guys on a Sunday. And it was, you were down 15. And then they ended up coming back. Chicago did. And you were dishing the ball. They were D'ing you up, but I could see you out there trying to help your teammates out. And you tried, and there was this one play where you dished the ball, and the girl was right there, and she could have done a layup. And instead of like doing like a teardrop or using the glass, she just kind of like shot put the ball, and it just went over, and they got the ball, and they ended up winning. And it was so funny because Angel Reese acted like she had won the Super Bowl, and really you guys were just, after that win, you guys were both tied for last place because your team is god awful, but the WNBA is god awful. But I believe if you put the butts in the seat and the eyes on the television, they will give you those clever little foxes you need. They will surround you with these clever little foxes you need, because you are putting a spotlight on the sport, a spotlight in Indiana Fever. You are bringing in money, selling jerseys, and they will eventually surround you with the clever little foxes you need that can make those layups. I truly believe that is in your card reading. Boom. Either way, you're going to make a whole lot of money. Okay. So this last card connects to the other card. This is why I kind of derailed and talked about the card with the girl in the forest having a tea party, and there's going to be plenty of fish in the water and everything. It's because in my card reading before I went back to work after being unemployed for 21 months, this next card was the final card of my deck. Okay. And now I'm almost 2.5 plus the 3 years back to my job. And everything has balanced out. This is the Lover's card. This is a balance card. So funny because the girl looks like you in the card. Oh my God, is that racist? Is my tarot deck racist? Get the hell out of here. But since that has happened, when I was put out of job for 21 months, I started a YouTube channel. I started a Rumble channel. I didn't know what I was doing. But now that I've been back, there has been a balancing in my life. Not only just going back to work, having money come in, having a stable thing, but it all balanced out. And don't think there was trials and tribulations for the first year. I was working 6-7 days a week. It took about 1.5 years. A bartender got fired. I was working morning shifts, everything. So there was trials and tribulations but eventually it balanced out. That too, with regaining my vacation days. I've created a YouTube channel that I know the handle to. I didn't even know the handle to. I'm on YouTube at Mikey Romero 235, not 8521 anymore. It used to be. No, it's Mike Romero because those are my numbers. I'm at Facebook at Romero 235. I have an X now at Mikey Romero 235. I have a Gab at Mikey Romero. I have handles and I understand what they were. Before COVID, before all this, I didn't know what they were. I just was out there making videos and posting them for fun. You know, I got a bunch of 360 videos on YouTube that come out fuzzy. I don't know why they play at 360. I made them in 1080p. It didn't matter. The balance comes. And yes, this does mean you are going to have a love of your life in the future, of course. This is a very high-end card. But don't worry about that. That's in your future. Focus more on the now. Understand about the Hanged Man card and why the light is so bright with you. There's many reasons, and I just laid them down in the path in this card reading. When you're sitting there and they're coming at you because you're white or this or that or whatever, you had a tough game and they're giving you a hard hit across the back, realize it's supposed to be. You're the Hanged Man, but you're also the Phoenix, and you love to rise from the ashes. So all those attacks, personal attacks, elbows to the back, shots to the head, tripping, it's all because they want you hung up in a tree. They're just jealous of you. Use it as the Phoenix and understand it's all part of the game. It's all part of your tea party. Realize every time you step up to that microphone in a post game, every time you step on that court, that's your tea party. Okay? They're all just players in your game. With that being said, that's Caitlin Clark's card reading. Until the next card reading, peace out.